Good morning, beautiful friends, and welcome to Mondays with Meg. I am so excited to have this time with you this morning. As always, leave comments and questions in the chat. I can't wait to have this conversation with you because today we are going to be talking about setting boundaries with yourself. Really, to do this to ease stress and to actually love your life. I know this is something we all struggle with. So I'm really excited that we can start off our week together talking about this crucial component to really loving your life. Because, friend, I hear you. Learning how to start setting healthy boundaries in your life can feel super overwhelming. And I have to tell you, I struggled with this for a while myself, and I know so many of my clients struggle with this. But I have some questions for you to start off this morning. Do you ever find yourself struggling with voicing your own opinion or even like standing up for yourself or telling other people no or not right now or not taking things personally? Because I have to tell you, if you answer yes to any of those things, there is a really good chance that you could benefit from setting healthy boundaries within your life and especially with yourself. Setting healthy boundaries with yourself could actually be your ticket to the life you've really been dreaming of. But where do you begin, right? Well, I'm going to be breaking this down for you today, and you are not going to want to miss it. So, first, we need to start with the signs. Now, the signs of a lack of boundaries might not be readily apparent, but they certainly make sense. And so, I want to share with you the five most common signs that occur when a lack of healthy boundaries are there. Okay, so number one, you will feel exhausted and really for no apparent reason. Okay, now often this is caused because you're overcommitting to tasks and really surrounding yourself with others who notice your lack of boundaries and really take advantage of your energy. Two, not speaking up when something doesn't sit well with you. Maybe instead you let the poor behavior continue because you fear upsetting the other party or coming off as rude. You could be experiencing intense feelings of resentment. And that could be because others aren't really protecting your needs the way you always do for them, or it could be that you are not protecting your own needs. Okay. Also, you could be silently blaming other people for your unhappiness, not realizing that you are the only one in charge of your happiness. And the fifth one, maybe you're dealing with anxiety on a regular basis. Because I have to tell you that anxiety and people pleasing and a lack of boundaries go hand in hand, mostly stemming from the need to control a person or situation to really take the edge off. Now, part of being a responsible adult is setting boundaries with ourselves. We need these limits to keep ourselves safe and healthy. And really, what we're going to be talking about today really explains why it's so hard to do and how we can actually start. Because we usually think of personal boundaries as a way to communicate our needs to others, a way to tell them how we want to be treated, but we also need these same types of boundaries with ourselves. So, an integral part of being a responsible adult is establishing these limits for ourselves, making choices that are in our own best interest, even when maybe they aren't enjoyable in the moment. Okay. And boundaries help you monitor your own behavior while also creating a healthy structure for your life. They keep you from doing things like eating french fries at every meal, which sounds amazing, I'm not going to lie, or staying up till 2 in the morning when you have to be at work at 7. So when you set a healthy boundary with yourself, you're saying, here is the line between what is okay for me and what is not. Here is the line that I will not cross. So we set boundaries for ourselves because we love and respect ourselves. Boundaries keep us safe and healthy, and they keep our lives really running smoothly. So I'd like to share with you a few boundaries that can be super helpful for you. And I Totally understand that everyone's boundaries are unique. The boundaries you will create for yourself will reflect your needs and priorities and won't be exactly the same as the ones I'm going to share. But this list will absolutely give you an idea of what boundaries or limits for yourself might look like. They could be things like sticking to your budget, or maybe limiting your TV time, or maybe limiting screens in general in your bedroom or other places like at work. Maybe not participating in gossip or talking about someone behind their back. Maybe it's not working past a certain time in your day or answering work emails on the weekends. Maybe it's only buying what is actually on your list, like no impulse buys at Target. Friends. Ooh, that one's rough, right? It could be keeping a regular bedtime and wake up time. It could be like where laundry fits into your life, like doing it every single Saturday. It also could be eating out no more than X amount of times a week, or maybe avoiding people who are hurtful or stressful to you, or not drinking alcohol on weeknights, not keeping junk food in the house, or maybe it's even limiting yourself to a certain number of cups of coffee per day. You get the idea, and feel free to use any of those that might have struck a chord with you, okay? But honestly, it's maintaining boundaries is a struggle for most of us. We all know that limits and structure are good for us, but they're really hard to stick to. So, I don't know if you've ever thought about what makes it hard for you to set limits for yourself, but here's a few possible reasons, okay? It could be that your parents didn't set healthy limits or boundaries for themselves. Or it could be that your parents didn't set consistent, reasonable limits or boundaries for you, like maybe there were no rules or inconsistent rules or extremely strict rules. It could go either way. Boundaries or limits can also feel like you're being deprived or controlled, or maybe some mental health problems or addiction can really impair your thinking or make it extra hard to monitor or limit yourself. But if you were one of the fortunate people who had parents who modeled healthy habits most of the time and made sure you did things like brushing your teeth and going to bed on time, over time, you internalize those boundaries and now you set them for yourself. You learned that boundaries make life more predictable, which makes you feel safe. You also learned that self care is important and how to make those healthy choices for yourself. However, most of us had parents, maybe who lacked boundaries themselves, okay? And they didn't set boundaries or maybe set them consistently for us. And so, if no one taught you how to set boundaries or explain that they are for your health and safety, it makes sense that you might struggle to set them for yourself now. Like, being able to stay up late as you want and surviving on, like, hot Cheetos and Dr. Pepper might be fun when you're 10, but on some level, it's also scary. You know that no one's paying attention to you. You can't trust your parents to look out for you. So, setting limits for yourself is one way to really reparent yourself. Boundaries give you the limits, security, and structure that maybe you didn't get as a child. So, how the heck do we do this now, right? So now that you know why it's important to set boundaries with yourself and you're aware of some of the challenges, you can absolutely work on establishing the boundaries that you need. And here's some tips for you to help you get started. The first thing you need to do is identify different areas of your life that need structure or limits, like maybe your finances or relationships, electronics usage, daily routine, physical health, emotional health, nutrition. You get the idea. Go ahead and identify what those different areas are for you. Then you're going to want to create boundaries that reflect your goals and values. Step three, please do not try to set too many all at once. Setting boundaries is a process, and trying to make two changes at once can totally backfire on you. So I don't want you to do that. And step four, please use compassionate accountability. It is counterproductive to expect perfection and blast yourself for not holding to all your boundaries all the time. When you are struggling with a boundary, please be gentle with yourself. Being too harsh or being unrealistic with yourself leads to shame and hopelessness and giving up. Ugh, I don't want that for you. So instead, explore the reasons for slipping up. adjust your behaviors, and if needed, make a plan to improve. Okay. And the last step is to make incremental changes. So often it is helpful to adjust your boundaries incrementally. Like if you're trying to go from snacking all night long to not eating after dinner, move your timeline back by like 15 minutes at a time until you reach your goal. Like no eating after 9 o'clock, then no eating after 8:45, and so forth. Okay. Okay, friend. I hope that you will put self love and self care into action and start setting boundaries with yourself, even though it doesn't always feel great in the moment. Please be extra gentle and kind with yourself and be proud of even the smallest boundaries you set with yourself and the world around you. Because remember, every single boundary counts. All right. I need you to go put this into action today and this week. And if you need anything, as always, I'm just an email away. All right. Meg at yourcoachmeg.com. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a fantastic week, friend. Bye bye.